Stogie Review, Ipcpr 2019. We're here with Rick Rodriguez, the CEO booth. We also have Doug Baldwin.
How's it going?
Who we just met.
Yep.
Here.
Yeah.
You're the brand ambassador for CAO.
Brand manager. Yep.
Brand manager.
Yep.
Okay. So, what's happened?
Well, we have two cigars that we're focusing on today. One is called the Sessions. It's kind of a combination of where I smoke my cigars and what I think when I get my guys together, what we call that. We call it a cigar session. And so I smoke in my garage.
Okay,
and
the garage
yeah,
there,
so I think talking to Doug, he says, you have a bunch of fans that really want to know you. How do you smoke your cigars? Where do you smoke your cigars? I smoke in my man cave in my garage. Brilliant. We're going to take that concept and run with it. So he just worked on the presentation, the box, the band, and he allowed me to work on the blend. So the combination of the blend and the box, the presentation just works beautiful. So you can see rich colors, and you can talk about the combination.
Very, very striking.
Yeah.
Connecticut broadleaf wrapper on there. Binder is Dominican and Nicaraguan filler.
I love you can read that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's amazing.
It's a little shiny.
Really,
it can be a little tough, but yeah. I like that you included it on there because a lot of times you go up to it like, I don't remember what's in that. You got it spelled out. That's
at the end of the day, what we notice is the fans don't really care about what's in it because we're kind of getting away of talking about blends because we're going to say it has Nicaragua, Dominican, Mexican, this wrapper, but we don't know what I'm talking about. Why? It's like kind of eating a pizza, and you never tasted tomatoes alone, never tasted cheese alone, never tasted bread alone. All you have is a pizza. So what does that tomato add to the pizza? I don't know. I've never tasted tomato outside. So if we don't do our job, how can I say, oh, it has Nicaragua? What's that represent to you? You think you know, but you don't know because that blend is going to be something different. So it's about the cigar. How do you like it? What the bodies, what the flavors of it, the style and all that. It's just, we love to talk. So, oh, it has Nicaragua with this. It's all bullshit to me. Smoke the cigar. If you like it, buy it again. If I was you, just choose your wrapper because the wrapper is everything. Don't worry about
it. Wrapper is very important.
Yeah, because that's a steak. Don't worry that I had to put salt and pepper on your steak to serve it to you. All you're eating is a steak. The steak is the key. The wrapper is the key.
Yeah, the other thing that's cool about CAO Sessions is it's our first Dominican that we've made in probably 12 or so years. It's been a very long time since CAO's done a Dominican. And we're trying to get out of the wheelhouse of kind of saying we always have to make this in Honduras or we always have to make this in Nicaragua. We will kind of say, well, what makes CAO great is that this is a brand that will go into the Amazon rainforest and buy tobaccos.
Oh yeah.
You know, we will go into Italy and get tobaccos. Like, we're not limited by a style or a flavor profile or a design. We kind of have a history of doing it all. So why should we be limited in where we produce it? So, and Ricky, you got your start blending in the Dominican like 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, so when I started my new job as a blender, I trained in the DR first. So I trained there for a year and went to Honduras for a year. But I always remember my first training. And so I want to go back. And so to be able to go back to the DR and work with my old team was something special, and this is what we created. Okay. So when you're smoking the cigar, think about the body's not the most important, is the flavor of the cigar. That flavor is going to start off spicy, and all of a sudden it's going to get kind of sweet. Why? Because we're going to babysit that wrapper and bring out that starch and turn it into sugar. And so when you're smoking it, all of a sudden it's sweeter. And it's spicy and sweet. It's just a beautiful cigar that Doug says I can have 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 in the evening. I love this cigar, and I want to smoke it anytime. Yep. And the cigar will perform in the morning time, afternoon, and after your steak dinner.
So that's definitely like any time of the day, which really ties into the brand concept of it's like, you know, you have a jam session, you know, for guitar players, we got cigar smokers for guys like us. So it's definitely that I can kind of give this cigar to about anybody and they're going to like it. Because even a person who prefers more full-bodied, they're going to be blown away by the flavor of this cigar. People who maybe don't want such a full body experience, this one's not actually going to weigh them down, but it's really going to bring on that flavor profile.
Okay, so quality, middle of the road, focus on flavor.
Absolutely, and it's definitely a flavor bomb.
And also the price point. I've known our spans, or you know, I'm not saying that we're all blue collar workers, but our fan for CAO are the guys that spend money but very cautious with their money. So they need to have a great cigar for a great price point. So we're going to have a cigar ranging from $8 to $10.
8 to 10.
Yeah, so special price point.
Yep. And it'll be 3 sizes: Robusto, Toro, and Gigante, and it'll be shipping right after the show, early July.
Okay, so very soon.
So if you want, follow me to the other area, and we'll talk about the new cigar called Flathead V19.
All right.
So V19 kind of started with the Flathead series. So when Doug came to me and said, we want to extend the line called Flathead. We did it one time with the Flathead Steel Horse, but he wanted a higher end version of Flathead. Can you deliver me the size of 6x60, but the body of this little spark plug? Wow. So typically, if you want body, you have to sacrifice flavor. If you want flavor, you have to sacrifice body. But the way we're dealing and handling tobacco performs body and flavor combined. That's very unique. So that is the new Flathead V19.
It's a sharp looking box too.
I like the black and gold.
Take it away, it's all about you, bro.
But yeah, so I mean, for the V19, the thing that was really unique about this was, you know, to what Ricky's point earlier, that process of how do I maintain that, you know, 95 rating that we got that really put Flathead on the map, that was all about the flavors, that molasses, that kind of leathery flavor to it. That was just a fantastic, you know, home run for us. It gave me some more body. And it's, you know, that everyone in the industry knows, like, that's a very difficult challenge. So one thing we did is we swapped out the binder and used the Connecticut Habano. That's really the only significant blend difference, but the process was very, very different. So we did a much shorter fermentation on the actual leaves themselves, and then we gave it a longer aging process, which really locked in the native flavors. So when they created the Polones and were first setting up the fermentation, you know, we had a separate batch that this was only going to be used for the V19, which is why it's a limited edition, because it's one of those things where, you know, we'd like to do more like this, take maybe Brasilia and kind of focus on how can we kind of work with that blend, but maybe bring something a little bit new by working with different fermentation techniques. So one of the things that's nice about having our production down in Central America, where we're really close to these tobaccos, is it's easier for us to play around a little bit with different fermentation. So limited runs are kind of a big thing in the industry, so it's not a big deal for us to, well, we can do that, but maybe we can only make 4,000 boxes. Great, let's do it. And this is our first foray into that territory of taking that great blend that kind of put us on the map, but let's play around with it a little bit and try to bring something new.
Sure.
Two sizes.
2 sizes.
Yep.
Okay.
It'll be Gigante and Robusto.
What do we look? Did you mention the price points?
So this one's going to be $11.99 for the Robusto and $12.99 for the Gigante. It's a little bit more, but you're going to be getting a lot more for that extra money.
Is that also shipping out very soon?
That's going to be shipping out August 1st.
In August. Okay.
Yep.
So reasonably soon.
Yes.
We'll be able to get that.
So there's one more cigar we need to talk about.
All right.
Can you spy anything out of the ordinary? Anything? So take it away.
So it was in 2015 we first came out with the Amazon Basin. This was a very, very unique cigar to the industry because we used a tobacco really no one had ever touched before, which is that Braganza tobacco. You can only buy it in super limited quantities because it's not commercially grown the way that most tobaccos are. It's just kind of like, we'll take it and play with it. But that, when we did that Amazon Basin, you know, we used that filler on it that was very distinct, gave it that almost unique sweetness that almost, it was just like a flavor profile people hadn't enjoyed before. And that cigar sold incredibly. And we would love to make that a full-time launch, but it's just impossible because you're so limited by the tobaccos you can buy. Well, this year, we wanted to come up with a new edition. So we already did the Fuma and Cord, we already did the Amazon Basin, we already did the Amazon Anaconda, which are all kind of based around bringing that tobaccos out. But we were thinking, you know what would be great? What if we kind of thought about that trilogy and how we got there? And all great trilogies need a prequel. So the idea is that the Oriana, that was the original name for the Amazon River when they first started mapping it. Oriana was the, you know, cartographer who first mapped the river. So it's like, that's a great way, because that's where you kind of start from. And then we wanted to put more Brazilian tobaccos in that. So it's got a Brazilian wrapper, the Cooper wrapper, and then that blend is still very similar, but that Braganza is definitely in that leaf. So we're really excited about this, but this would be your teaser trailer. So, you know.
Coming soon, but not soon.
We're letting you know it's
Next
happening,
year.
but we're not giving a whole lot of details about
All
it.
right,
But
all
that
right.
look for that Q4.
Okay, educational too, a little history lesson, and
Yep.
also
Yeah, it's definitely-
introduction to that
yeah.
interesting tobacco. Yeah.
We're really excited about it. This is kind of like the introduction. This is where we started.
Okay. Yeah. After the credits have rolled, just jump in. That's what we'll do.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank you so
really
much for your
appreciate
time.
talking to you.
And I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.